So I know what you guys are thinking. I can actually read minds. The first thing you guys are thinking, when am I going to fix this dead trim and beard? And the second thing that you're probably thinking is, now that we're halfway through the F1 2021 season, how are my predictions that I made back in March actually holding up compared to real life and what's actually happened since then? Well, in this video, we're going to find out the answer to one of those things as we take a look at my F1 2021 predictions and see if they've managed to stand the test of time. So leaving the intro aside now, this video is going to be a very simple one. All I'm really going to be doing is taking a look at what I predicted to be the top 5 drivers in the driver standings, and I'm also going to take a look at some of the other predictions that I had made and sort of talk about them and see what's actually happened since we made those predictions. So let's get straight into this video. So first off, my top 5 drivers positions. So let's take a look at what I said. So again, as I said, Lewis is probably going to win his 8th drivers championship and surpass Michael Schumacher. So for that reason, I think that Max, if he doesn't have as much retirements this season as he did last season, then he's definitely going to finish above Valtteri Bottas in 2nd place. So I've got Lewis first, Max 2nd. So yeah, as you can see, I said that Lewis Hamilton will end up winning this year's Drivers' Championship. And if you actually compare that to what's happening right now, you can see that I was wrong actually in terms of the first 2 drivers. At least I said that Lewis Hamilton would be first and Max Verstappen would be 2nd, and I wasn't actually expecting a close fight between the Mercedes and the Red Bull. I thought that maybe you would see some instances where Max Verstappen will be able to challenge the Mercedes, but I thought that the Mercedes were going to do what they did last year and run away with the championship. However, that's actually not been the case, which has been very surprising and very refreshing as well to me and a lot of F1 fans to see another driver actually take up the mantle of challenging Lewis Hamilton for a Drivers' Championship. And Max Verstappen has been driving fantastically well this year, and he's been putting in some very strong performances. Austria was very, very strong for not only himself, but for Red Bull as well compared to Mercedes. Toto Wolff even said himself that for the first time since the hybrid era started in 2014, that he didn't think that the car was quick enough to actually win the race. So, you know, Red Bull have been putting in a lot of work behind the scenes clearly, and so have Max Verstappen, and together they have partnered up to create this very lethal combination that has been able to thwart Mercedes championship runnings. So yeah, as I mentioned, Lewis Hamilton was first and Max Verstappen was 2nd, and you pretty much have to reverse those in order to get what's actually happening in real life. So if we take a look at my 3rd prediction, obviously it's going to be Valtteri. Okay, so I wasn't actually expecting Sergio Perez to be doing as well as he is. I do support Sergio Perez, of course. I support all the drivers, and I think that Sergio Perez is a very good driver and that he's definitely the right man to take up that other Red Bull seat. But I didn't actually expect him to be in 3rd by this point in the championship. I definitely thought that Valtteri Bottas would be putting in the performances he needed to in that other Mercedes seat to keep Sergio Perez away from the sort of top battle of Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, and keep Mercedes just that little bit ahead of Red Bull in the constructors. However, that's not happened. Sergio Perez has been putting in some strong performances. I believe he won at Baku due to the whole incident between Lewis Hamilton and his brake magic, and also Max Verstappen's tire issues, and he's also gotten a few podiums throughout the season as well. So he's definitely put in the performances that he's needed to, showing that he's definitely the right man for that, well, not necessarily 2nd seat, but that other seat at Red Bull. And compared to Valtteri Bottas, he's definitely been the better other driver on the team. But since Valtteri Bottas is not 3rd place, then obviously that means he's going to be in 4th. Yeah, so Valtteri Bottas has, for all intents and purposes, had an absolute stinker of a season so far. Lando Norris, I didn't even predict him to be in the top 5. I actually predicted his teammate to be in 4th place by the end of the season. Lando Norris, in my personal opinion, if you don't have Lando Norris as at least in the top 2 of most impressive drivers this season, then I don't know if we're watching the same Formula 1, because Lando Norris has been putting in performance after performance after performance, and he is still currently the only Formula 1 driver in the 2021 season to score points in every single race that he has raced in. And honestly, the consistency from Lando, the step up from Lando this season has been amazing to see, and I can't wait to see more from him in the future. This is the level that he's already putting out. He's only been in Formula 1 for like, what, 3 seasons? And he's already bringing this level of skill to McLaren and even potentially the Red Bull Mercedes fight. Right, sorry about that, guys. I ended up getting interrupted from something, but as I was saying, Lando Norris, he's been doing so well, and he's actually still in that sort of Mercedes Red Bull fight. He's sort of squeezed his way into that fight, and it's crazy to see, considering that, you know, you say that McLaren is still ways behind Red Bull and Mercedes in terms of overall pace. One thing I have noticed though is that the McLaren has some serious straight line speed, so that's definitely something that I feel has helped Lando. But again, you know, if you look at Ricciardo, who I personally predicted to be in 4th place and not Lando, Ricciardo, he's just struggled with this car, and it's generally been surprising. I think surprising is the main word that I have for this season. There was a lot of things that I thought were going to go the same way as 2020, but alas, it's not happened. We've gotten a really good and really surprising season where we've seen some really close battles, and I definitely hope that moving forward into 2022, we get the same thing, especially with the regulation changes as well. So yeah, finally in 5th place, I actually predicted Sergio Perez to be in 5th place. However, at the moment, halfway through the season, it's Valtteri Bottas, and as I said, he's had a really bad season so far in terms of actual points scored. I mean, there's some issues that he's had, and there's some things that might have happened, but you know, at the end of the day, when it comes to Formula 1, you know, you need to put yourself in a position to always gain solid points, especially when you're in a team that has arguably the quickest race pace car, or the quickest car, or in overall, whatever you want to say it is that the Mercedes is right now. You want to be put in that car at least in the top 4 every race, and Valtteri Bottas has just not been able to do that, and because of that, he's now sitting in 5th place. If he has a strong end to the season, so if he has a strong second half, then he can definitely climb back up those ranks and maybe challenge Sergio Perez for that 3rd place spot. However, with Lando consistently performing the way that he is, you never know, it actually could be too late for Valtteri Bottas to really get that consistency of performances to go in his favor. And with everyone looking at George Russell ready to join Mercedes, Valtteri Bottas' confidence right now is probably at an all-time low, so he's really going to need to pull himself out of that gutter and try and find something in himself that shouts, that other Mercedes seat is mine to keep. So yeah, it's been a pretty crazy season, right guys? I mean, as I said, you know, I didn't think that Max Verstappen would be edging over Lewis Hamilton. I didn't think that Valtteri Bottas would be down in 5th. I did not think that Lando Norris would be sitting in 4th place right now in the Drivers' Championship. And in terms of the teams, I didn't really think that Aston Martin would do as badly as they have. They're not really done terribly compared to where I thought they would be. I just thought they would be doing a little bit better than they were. They definitely got hit a lot because of these regulations, and same with Mercedes actually. They also got hit, and that's why Red Bull have been able to edge above them. But it's been a very unpredictable season, and I'm happy for that. I'm hoping that the next season is definitely going to be as unpredictable as this season, because that's what excites us as Formula 1 fans, right? You predict something and then it completely just exceeds your expectations, or you know, everything just gets switched around and you just wasn't expecting it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you're waiting for F1 2021 and you're excited, make sure to smash that like button. There's only a couple of days left. Tuesday is when the game will be released. I'm definitely going to be uploading as soon as that happens. I hope to see you guys in my next video.